Welcome to this deep dive into Array.findLast. This method is a powerful modern addition to JavaScript for searching arrays. If you need to find the most recent item or the last match in a list, this is your go-to tool. It's cleaner than reversing arrays and very efficient. Let's jump in. In this video, we'll cover the internal mechanics of findLast, real-world scenarios where searching backwards is essential, how to write effective callback functions, and common pitfalls to avoid when working with array indices. Under the hood, Array.findLast iterates through the array elements in descending order, starting from the highest index down to 0. For each element, it executes the callback function you provided. If the callback returns a truthy value, findLast immediately stops iterating and returns that element's value. If no element satisfies the condition, it returns undefined. It's important to note that it doesn't modify the original array, and it skips empty slots in sparse arrays, just like other array methods. You can use this method is perfect when you need the most recent occurrence of something, like finding the last error in a log file or the latest status update in a history feed. It's also great for parsing data where the last entry is the current valid state, like finding the last active user session or the most recent configuration change in a stack of settings. Now let's understand the code step by step. First, we define an array of numbers. Notice that the number 5 appears twice, once at index 2 and again at index 4, which is key for testing this method. Then, here we call findLast with an arrow function checking if the number equals 5. It searches from the end, so it finds the 5 at index 4 before seeing the 1 at index 2. Then, we log the result to the console. Since the search stops at the first match from the right, this will output the value 5 found at the end of the array. Then, this comment confirms the output is 5, demonstrating that we successfully retrieved the last occurrence of that specific value. Then, now we search for the last even number. The modulo operator checks for a remainder of 0. It checks 30 first, which is even, so it returns immediately. Then, we log the result of our second search. The method found 30 right at the start of its backward iteration, so that is the value we get. Finally, this confirms the output is 30. It proves that the search prioritizes the end of the array, finding the highest index match first. Let me show you a few more practical examples. Searching objects, this example shows findLast working with an array of objects. We look for the last user where the active property is false, demonstrating how to handle complex data structures. Using index argument, here we utilize the index argument provided to the callback. We search for an element where the index is greater than 1, which effectively finds the last element in this specific case. Now let's talk about common mistakes developers make. Confusing findLast with findLast index. Developers often expect the method to return the index number instead of the actual element value. Remember that findLast returns the element itself. If you specifically need the index position, use findLast index instead, which works exactly the same way but returns the index. Not handling undefined when no match is found. If the condition is never met, the method returns undefined, which can cause errors if you try to access properties on it. Always check if the result is undefined before using it, or use optional chaining like result, property, or provide a fallback value using the nullish coalescing operator. Modifying the array inside the callback function. Changing the array while iterating over it can lead to unpredictable behavior and skipped elements. Avoid mutating the array, such as pushing or popping items, within the callback function. Treat the array as read-only during the operation to ensure consistent results. Here are some pro tips to level up your skills. Use the second argument of the callback function to access the index if you need logic based on the position from the end of the array. Combine findLast with destructuring for cleaner code when searching through arrays of objects, such as finding the last order with a specific status. For complex searches, you can chain findLast after other array methods like filter, though using a single robust callback in findLast is usually more performant. We've mastered Array.findLast, understanding how it searches backwards, practical uses for finding the most recent matches, and how to avoid common errors. If you want to level up your JavaScript skills, hit that like button and subscribe. Comment below and tell me your favorite array method.